be afraid of.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Clip it, slice it, put it on World Star. She said it, not me. He said it, not me. He said it, not me.
To all my fellas out there,
I've come to the conclusion that I think women are just pure evil.
Society needs strong masculine men. We have an epidemic of children being raised in fatherless homes, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women.
what?
Women are taught that they don't need men.
That is true.
And that they're even disposable.
That is also true.
We can't do it alone, and we shouldn't accept doing it alone.
Because I make very bad decisions.
We really need to stop perpetuating this idea that we don't need men. Men provide us with their life force energy, which impregnates us.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a purpose in society, and they are at the foundation of everything that has been built.
Welcome to a day in my life as a Twitter employee. So this past week went to SF for the first time at a Twitter office, badged in. Honestly, took a moment to just soak everything in. What a blessing. Also started my morning off with an iced matcha from the coach. Then I had a meeting, so quickly scheduled one of these little pod rooms, which were so cool. They're literally noise canceling. Took my meeting, got ready for lunch. Look how delicious this food was. Oh my goodness, I was so overwhelmed. Then made my way down to this log cabin area. I don't know what this is, but it was really cool. Had some free small with my friends to kind of unwind a bit. Also found this really cool meditation room that I thought was super neat. I didn't do any yoga, but they have this yoga room if you are a yogi, so also thought that was really cool. Had a couple more meetings in the afternoon.
Men provide protection in a home. They provide stability in a home. They provide responsibility and structure in a home.
It's facts. It's facts. It's in our facts. Besides, it's in our facts. It's in our facts.
Studies have shown that growing up without a father can permanently restructure and rewire the brain and can create more aggression and anger in children.
Bitch, shut up!
Girls raised without fathers are more likely to be sexually promiscuous.
Bitch, I'm fucking reptilian. Bitch, all y'all bitches was wrong. Talking about I felt off.
By the way, I'm very proud of myself. This is the longest I've ever gone without sex since I started. Obviously, it's driving me crazy.
Give it to, some give it to, some give it to our girls. 5 million and 40 naughty shorty. Baby girl, all my girls, Shonda Paul say, well, on the way then.
Like, all I want is like a big fat sausage just destroying my body.
And also more likely to get divorced.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
70% of teen births happen in homes of single mothers. 70% of dropouts, 70% of suicides, juvenile delinquents, and runaways are raised in single mother homes. Children from single family homes are 5 times more likely to commit suicide, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, 10 times more likely to suffer from substance abuse, 14 times more likely to commit rape, and 20% times more likely to end up in prison. The strongest predictor of if a person will end up in prison is if they're raised in a single mother home. 70% of inmates serving long-term prison sentences were raised in a single mother home.
Damn!
You ain't my daddy, and you ain't paying none of my bills. Mind your business.
And you are 4 times more likely to end up in poverty being raised by a single mother.
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke!
Burden of responsibilities ends up on the woman's shoulders and makes her vulnerable to predators and pedophiles who abuse her children. This creates a lot more family karma that you now have to work through, and the children also will have to work through. Men are starting to see that the odds are stacked against them with how many women initiate divorce and are not committing anymore.
What for?
Because women aren't in the home full time, they have to work to take care of the family. The children are left to their own devices and are being indoctrinated by government schools. And they're being taught in kindergarten about sex and changing their genders.
It's a fucking problem!
Hey,
is not.
Wait,
what are you doing? Not. Stop that. I am not paying my. How dare you? I am not paying my tax money to support. Get out of this type of now. You why do you have this hanging? And why do you have this hanging up for kids to see? It's part of the students. No, it's not part of anything. That is uncalled for. We are paying you to teach history, and that's what you need to be teaching. Excuse me, this is a public school, little lady. You are excused. You are. Do you see what's on this side? No. This needs to go exactly where it is, in the garbage. You need to go in the garbage. I'm teaching my son to grow up to be a man. And I don't want you hanging on flag. I'm calling security. Hanging a flag up for you to sit up there and teach them the type of stuff I'm trying to keep them away from.
There has even been countless of times where people have discovered in school libraries pornography in books for children and teenagers. A more promiscuous society creates an over-sexualization of women. This creates a very promiscuous society and an extremely high abortion rate. Something has to change.
Because I make very bad decisions.
Hey, can you make that straighter? That's what she said.
Did you plan it?
No.
Can you make that straighter? That job looks hard. You should put your mouth on that. How can you even use that one naturally?
Blowing up balloons, I thought.